Hello,
Yeah.
and welcome to. Ah, shoot. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this bit. Ha ha ha.
Oh, okay, it's
I can
working.
hear you.
Sorry, I think we were having some problems with the reception.
Oh, the reception.
Whoa.
Hello, and welcome to the reception table. But we are having an echo. 1 second, there we are. And we are back for
reception,
episode 10 on a surprise episode for you guys. We are here on a Sunday. Ooh, spicy.
What?
Yes, we are working on getting ourselves up for one show a week. One coming up on Saturday, one on Sunday, and we'll be having a increase in our playtime, so we'll be able to be with you a little bit more and get this story rolling. It'll be a lot of fun. But before we get into it, I'd like to introduce you to our lovely cast. So, starting from the left, going to the right, Aria, if you don't mind.
Hi, I'm Aria, also known as the player known as James. Hi.
My name is Calicaf. I also go by Cameron, but I'm glad I can be here. I have never missed a session, and I don't plan on it.
LOL.
And I am Domino Levin, also known as Matthew. I've missed many sessions, and I plan on not doing that anymore. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you plan on missing more.
That would be pretty good.
Be a little funny.
Yeah. And I am Zatira, played by Grayson. I will
Hey,
never
Grayson.
miss another session ever again.
Yeah.
Never
Otherwise, I'll
again.
control you.
Unless
Not
we
of
do.
My cold, dead corpse. Knock on wood.
Let's not have that happen. And I am your lovely DM, Mr. Rose. You may notice that there is a dragon at the end of there. That is also me. It is a technical difficulty that will be resolved when our other party member joins us. So, if you don't mind for the moment, please ignore the dragon. Now, as a recap
Wow.
to where we were.
Dragons, am I right?
Dragons in my Dungeons and Dragons game?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Impossible.
Crazy.
Last we left
Well-
off, we were on the search for the Silver Vine.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Do we have updates, menus?
Yeah, we have some updates.
We have some updates. I'm so sorry. Blew right past that. Hit me with them, James.
All right, so the podcasts are going well. In case you guys didn't see it, we have a DM exclusive podcast that just came out on the channel, on the
Woo!
YouTube channels, and we have other podcasts that we're going to be throwing up occasionally.
Absolutely. We got fun stuff coming, and I'll put that link to that channel in the Discord, or sorry, in the Twitch chat. That is Sylvester_Rose on YouTube.
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Rose on YouTube, and then it's at Mr.SylvesterRose. So,
Yes.
with that
yes.
out of the way, and is there anything else before we get our night started?
I'm good.
All right then. In the previous episodes of the reception table, episode 1, we'll say, our party members met together in a tavern where there was a Goliath set to give a particular item of power to a king. Everything went south when his fellow companions ran off with the device, with the vine, with what is known as the Silver Vine. Some unfortunate events took place in that tavern, putting our party into peril of being wanted and putting a large hamper in their investigation. They spent the next period of time scampering through the city, hiding from the guard, getting into a few scuffles, and searching for clues. But just recently, they had found that there was an investigator of Crossroads, Mr. Pearl Everhall, previously a brother of one of our players, who unfortunately met his tragic demise. We rest in peace, Onyx. Now, with this investigator
Shout out.
in our grasp and a heading, we might finally be on the right steps to searching and finding our hands on the Silver Vine. But a lot of questions lie. Why did Kenton Prim, the Astrid Souffleur, the Goliath's partner, run away with it? What are they planning to do with it? And how are we going to get it from them? So without that, I turn the game over to you, my players, as we start to wake up now in the late evening as the sun is setting after a much harrowing battle in the from the morning. Getting as much of a rest as you can, you wake up in your respective rooms on the second floor of what is known as the Doppelganger, an out of use, an inn that is currently in unuse.
Shout
I
out,
would
shout
like-
out.
I would like to try and sneak over to Arya's room and knock on his door subtly to try and wake him up, and not wake anybody else up.
Roll a quick stealth check.
I'm rolling the stealth check now. That is a 16.
16.
That's pretty good.
No one's passive's higher than that, correct?
Passive, wait, perception?
I would say you would be sleeping as well, so with
Yeah.
Did
with
you get a
that,
16 or a 15?
he made a 16.
16.
Okay.
Ooh.
I would say half of your passive perception as you are sleeping currently.
Okay.
I think that'll be fine.
Zatir, you slink your way through and make your way over to Arya's room. A newfound traveler that you guys ran into last night. And within that battle, you found that he was quite injured and harrowed, and he took refuge with you in the Doppelganger.
Yeah, I'm coming in, trying to sneak in, and trying to wake him up early so I can get him out the door sooner before Naomi and Sebastian notice I brought another strange weirdo in here without their permission.
Arya, if you don't mind, did you lock your door?
No, I didn't.
So with that, the door, long handle, you kind of twist it, and it creaks open.
He would find me, feeling pretty good, and probably combing my hair, probably having some of those, what do you call them? Those little coils that people put in their hair.
You're like
Trying to
curling
curl
your
them
hair,
up.
curlers. You're putting curlers in your hair.
Yeah,
Looking
yeah.
like a
Okay.
grandma.
He does with his white hair all curled up. He's sitting there looking over a mirror as he's fixing it. Even though he looked outside exhausted in the rain after who knows what, injured and bloodied and fighting this thing, he is now fixing his attire and getting himself ready for the next day.
Well, at least he knows how to take care of himself.
Hello. What was your name?
Zatira, I don't believe we had a proper introduction, given the excitement of the early morning.
Right. Zatira. Well, if it has been a while and we're redoing this, my name is Arya Sophia, the pride of Heaven's Courts, and
She'll suffer brain damage. Goodness.
brain damage.
That crocodile hit you pretty hard, didn't it?
I think it only hit me once, actually.
It's pretty solid from what that was. No
Well-
normal man would have been able to stand against that.
It was quite solid as opposed to a liquid or gas crocodile. Ooh, I shudder at the thought, but would kind of be exciting to fight, I'd imagine.
Right. How much longer do you think you're going to take? Now, I understand about personal care routines and looking good for the morning, but I really need you out of here before anybody else knows that I brought you in here.
Oh, yes. I'm just taking these out, and I point to the little curlers in my hair. And then after that, I'm probably going to freshen up and apply, some makeup and my mascara.
And you know what? Let me help you out a little with that so I can help speed things along.
Sure thing, of course.
This is trying to assist him with this.
Yes. Do you have any expertise in this sort of thing?
Very little.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, lovely.
Do you often take care of yourself like this, or?
The bare bones, really. I just
Bare bones?
naturally look this good.
Ah, yes. I think beauty is a wonderful standard. I think trying to attain true beauty, no matter how impossibly difficult, is the goal itself.
Indeed. Tell me if I'm being too rough. I yank.
Yes, uh, that's fine. I'm very tough, you see.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Right, I've never handled these things before. How did you get these things in here in the first place?
It's very complicated. It's a old type of knotting that I learned, but that's beside the point. It's a nice place you got. Do they have mules in here as well, or what?
Yes, unfortunately, you're not going to get to experience them.
Oh, shame. And you said you wanted to get me out before anyone saw you, but weren't you with your companions yesterday?
Yes, but they're not the ones I'm concerned about seeing you.
Oh. Who might that be?
Well, see, I've got a boss who's a little bit tired of me bringing in so many colorful characters without them knowing or being given permission.
Oh, well, I think I'm the most colorful character, so
And that's
maybe he'd enjoy.
actually the problem.
Oh, he wouldn't like me.
I think you'd be the last straw.
The last straw. I kind of like that name. And I pull out my little notebook and jot that down real quick.
With that,
Let's try and pick up the pace on this, please.
Oh, yes, right.
so with that, you guys spend the beginning of the afternoon, Satira helping you brush your hair, occasionally pulling a knot or two out. Several minutes pass until you finally feel sated with the level of quality, though it may not be as good as one you might have with all your devices. Your hair flows finely and is silky and smooth, curled up slightly on either end. This glorious character with pure white as snow hair, kind of looking in the mirror, checking himself out, and a smaller red tiefling, kind of like, come on, all right, you good now? All right, sitting behind you.
Very nice, very nice. It's like I'm they're right there, seeing it.
They?
Oh, that was out of character.
My mistake.
Oh, I can go back in character. Hold on.
Yeah. It's like they're right there seeing it. Who's there? Why are you saying that out loud?
Oh, yes, sorry. That's something that I say in the mornings. Something to get me in the mood to get up.
Well, if you're all finished, let me get you out the door. You look great, by the way.
Well, I appreciate it. I think divine beauty is beauty divine, right?
Yeah, sure.
Where are we going?
Well, how the heck did you get here? You see, this is
Roll
what
a
I mean
history
by
check.
the crocodile hitting you really hard.
All right, history check.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 7, so that's a 6.
6. He asks you how you get here, and as you're looking into the mirror and looking at yourself, there's a moment of flash before your eyes. 3 quick flashes in succession. The first one, just that of a crackling lightning bolt that almost like blinds you as you look into the mirror, and you start to think a little bit harder. And there's the feeling of the boats going up and down large waves, and then finally a flash of red before you kind of peer back into your reflection, unsure of what you just felt.
It was a beautiful color.
Well, that doesn't explain much.
Beautiful color like the passions of fire or the liveliness of blood. Something beautiful, but
I was hoping for an answer like you came in on boat or a carriage or something like that. You know, I came from the bulwarkers or Galahad. You know, something a little bit more practical.
yes, I think you're right. It was a boat, wasn't it?
And as you're looking at him, Zatira, you can see that he's puzzled, trying to recall, and you can see the look of a man who's digging through his mind, but not getting anything in response as he kind of like rubs his chin, and kind of like you see that he's more infatuated with his own looks than he is actually answering your question. But when he does take the moment to think, it's a distracted person of some sort.
You telling me you don't remember how you even got here?
Well, I do remember heaven. The ground was white, and as far out as I can see, it was this crystalline, tranquil color. A deep, beautiful type. And I remember seeing rainbows as well. But now I'm here.
So you're telling me you had a near-death experience and can't remember how the hell you got here?
Is that common? Is that something I should be worried about? Or...
It's shockingly common among us.
Oh,
Way more common than you'd want to believe.
that's unfortunate. Well, I'll ponder this for a while, but it'll come to me, I'm sure.
Hopefully soon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least, I guess. Go explore around town at least. Get your bearings around here. Sure you can find people that were able to give you a better direction, at least.
Oh, very well then, Zatira, Lady Zatira.
Yeah, you could just, if you do bump into my boss on your way out, pretend like you just walked in this morning.
And
Or
with
this
the the amount of time that Arya had stalled from you, talking about things, getting your hair, being confused, kind of disoriented. By this point, Kalikath, you have woken as well as Domino and Astrid, and there is a bang 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 on your guys' door as it's now been about the time where everyone's awake, and there seems to be a large Goliath fist hitting on your guys' door as he couldn't find Satir in his own. Y'all in there?
What? Yes.
I'm up.
I will.
Yeah.
We gotta
poke my
find
head
them!
out.
We gotta find Pren! And he kind of yells, and you can hear him stomp his way down the stairs, waking everybody up.
All right, we're on our way. Shh. Hey, buddy. Let's move. Get moving quickly. Before they see you.
Okay,
I swear that
yeah,
weighs 1,000
sure.
pounds.
I'm gonna start heading out the door with Zatira.
You head out the door. Kalikath, have you left your room yet? Or Domino?
Whenever he knocks, I get up and I immediately start heading towards the door.
Yeah, me too.
You guys open the door, and at this point, Kalikath's outside of his room, and Domino's opening up his room, directly adjacent from you guys. Your plans on sneaking Arya out are quickly being defied by his need to fix his hair and how much time is built behind that, as your whole party has now seen. You had gotten up before anyone to sneak them out, but the amount of time that had been burnt has quickly found it's the end of the candle wick.
Hey.
What?
Just don't let my boss see you.
Okay.
Just go ahead and move downstairs. Just
Okay.
sit down there.
Okay. Yep. I find a seat and
Yeah.
look around.
Zatira's
and
shoving you down the stairs as you take a few steps down, yeah.
judge the atmosphere of the table I'm sitting at.
You quickly take a seat down into this empty bar as the doppelganger is no longer used as a tavern, and currently actually fully awake because he didn't stay up over the night all that much. Naomi kind of like looks up at you and his eyebrows furrow, and the Goliath's like, "Yeah, we got him. We picked him up last night." And kind of like walks off to go find food, and there's Naomi currently sitting there just staring at you in a bit of a confusion on his face.
Hira's frozen like a cat that just got spotted on the stairs.
I give a little wave. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
I give a wave to Nick.
Yeah, he
Oh,
gives a
gosh.
wave back. Apologize.
Oh, yeah.
You
I'm s-
you find your way in here nicely.
Oh
Satira?
yes.
Yeah.
And he like points his head as a nod towards the new person.
Yes. Him. How much did, Astrid tell you about him?
He literally he just Astrid, and Astrid's taking a step back to the kitchen, and he was like, he just pointed at him as you guys all walked down, said you found him last night, and you brought Zatira, you brought him in
Well, you see,
like a dog, like a lost puppy.
a bit.
I am no lost puppy. My name is Arya Sophia, pride of Heaven's courts.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps saying that, and I still don't know what he means when he says that.
I see. How wrapped up is he? And how much does he know?
Not a damn lick of thing, I don't think. You
Or-
see, we encountered him after we, heard some commotion during the crazy storm last night. And, we, saw him mid-fight with a huge crocodile that made its way out onto the streets.
It's actually kind of small.
Heard about that just down the street.
Right.
That was you
Like a
guys that
salamander.
slayed it.
Well, yeah,
While you guys were resting, a couple of individuals were talking about it. I took a look myself. That thing was massive. Where'd it come from?
my best guess is that, high flooding, from the storm maybe flushed it out of the sewer system.
God. I've never seen anything that big before. And he starts to walk away around the counter, walks up to you. He kind of grabs your face a little bit. Actually, he pretty forcefully grabs your face, Arya, and turns your head to the left and to the right, looking at you. And he's just like, just trying to analyze who you are, get a full look at your like your features and whatnot. And he kind of lets go, and he just kind of leans in. What? You just showed up? What were you doing with the alligator?
Well, as I recall, the alligator was attacking several dozen people, and I valiantly tried to slay said crocodile.
Right. Because
The
you're
beast-
so noble.
It was no match for me. No, nobility has nothing to do with it.
The thing hit him pretty hard in the head. I think the fella might have had his brain rocked a little bit. He can't even remember how he got here, apparently.
Sort of got the impression. Z. And he takes a few steps off to the side as though to talk with you in private.
I will, follow.
I'm pretty much telling you not to bring anyone here is a curse to make you bring more, so I'm not
I know, I
opposed to
want
more muscle if he took that thing down. Did you see him do it himself? Is he lying to me?
I mean, I witnessed him be pretty formidable. He was facing that thing head on, pretty much.
I'm no stranger to good grunts. Oi! You want to make some coin? He yells over to you.
What's the coin?
Oh, he hit his head real hard.
Right.
Just sit there for a bit. You thinking that we could use him, or you thinking that he's a plant? Like
I
don't know who would
doubt
put
that
him
man
there.
is a plant. It seems like too elaborate.
And it, like Naomi's eyes light up for a second. His eyes go wide, and he goes, "Yikes!
Yikes.
You think
But,
yikes?" And he like he reaches for his mace that he's gotten ready for the day.
I doubt that. Strangely, I doubt that.
So no yikes.
No yikes yet.
Roll a quick persuasion check.
Persuasion. That's a 12.
That's good. All right. Okay. Well, I don't see any harm in using them. If you think it's a good idea.
Well, if Canton Prin is as formidable as Astrid claims, then I think the more backup and manpower we have, the better.
That's what I was thinking.
Speaking of which,
from a nearby doorway, you can hear Kalakath shout, "Hey, who brought the clown in here?"
yeah, that's a long story. I'll tell you on the way.
There's clowns here?
You know, speaking of which, you may want to, if you have any eyes and ears, you may want to have some of them scout follow along maybe, and like see if make sure that there's no escape routes that Captain Prin or Smoking Joe could take from the hideout.
You see his right arm lean like pretty far over your shoulder and pulls you in real close and whispers into your ear, and he says, "Don't worry, Sebastian's got it covered." And he gives you a real big wink.
I will give him a pat on the shoulder, saying like, "All right, I get it," and then I will turn back around, facing Arya, and say, "How would you like to tag along with us on another little adventure?"
Adventure? Will I look cool doing it?
Depending on how it goes, you may just need to stand there and look pretty. Otherwise, we might need you to kick a little bit ass.
You know, both those options sound pretty good. In fact, I could do both of them at the same time. Do you want to see me?
I'm seeing plenty of you already.
Very well. I'll be a part of your party.
Whoopee, another person added to the crew
And
of absolute freaks.
And it's at this point, Kalakath and Domino, you guys were all getting ready in your rooms. You guys head down the stairs where they are in the first floor. And you guys are now all in the main lobby as you guys are reconvening. Astrid comes out from the kitchen carrying meat, and apparently it's been cooked up. And then looks like he's found a good beginning breakfast dinner for you guys, pulled straight from the kitchen. And you see, names. Uh-oh. You see Naomi turn around and go, "I was making that for..." All right. And you guys have your... Yeah.
All right, let's have ourselves a breakfast.
Astrid, looks like you showed up just in time with that food.
Your savior is here.
My best friend Astrid, good sir.
You do plan
You
on
got any
sharing
for me?
some of that, don't you?
Oh, no, this is my pre-workout meal. But I guess you can have a little bit.
What is it?
Just meat.
Meat?
They think I got all this, and I start flexing my muscles, start, just tensing up. Protein.
Oh, Senor Arya, they don't have meat down where you're from.
Well,
It's not. It's almost meat.
you don't have
It's
meat.
almost right.
Do they have the legendary grog I hear that it
You know what
exists?
meat was 10 seconds ago. How do you know it's almost meat?
I know what meat is, right?
Why did you ask what that was? It's meat.
That doesn't look like meat.
Naomi's
It's
like...
meat condensed into sausage form.
Sausage. It's not red. Why isn't it red?
But it's been cooked. Here, try it. Shut up. Nom, 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 nom.
I will try the sausage.
So
Nom, nom,
you
nom,
try
nom,
this
nom, nom.
sausage that is in fact
Man, this shit good.
Oh.
Nom, 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 nom.
a large drum of ribs that Naomi was cooking. Then Naomi was like, "It's actually, oh no, it's actually you." And you're like, "It's meat." And he goes, "Not just," and you're like, "No, it's meat." And he's like, "It's just a plate full of barbecued ribs
Yeah,
Crunching from
Oh
the
my.
bones in there. That's some. Huh.
I know what I said. The marrow's good too. Nom 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 nom.
This is
Whew.
It's delicious. I love it. Never had it before.
That's
certainly
true.
Astrid, have a little
They
bit
breed-
of grace.
They breathe
No,
tough cookies
I'm-
up in higher
Eating
altitudes, I
bone.
guess.
I'm a warrior on and off the battlefield, in every circumstance, even the kitchen. Nom 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 nom
You're an
nom nom
absolute
nom.
glizzy gladiator, you are.
Thank you, Zatira. I will wear that badge with pride. Nom 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 nom.
Zatira, do not say the word glizzy again, please.
No, it's not a glizzy. Those are an entirely different meal that involves a salad and it involves.
Zatira,
What did I say?
What's a glizzy?
Don't.
Well,
Please.
I think I know what a gladiator is. What's a glizzy?
You know,
Well-
Senor, I would love to hear this talk, but I think I want to go see that alligator again.
I don't know.
The aftermath of our work.
See, Senor, want to see what's in there. If anything worth the value, maybe something to take home to the children.
And
There's
imagine
more of these ribs. Nom 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 nom.
From an alligator.
I think the
imagine
only thing of value from that.
I don't know.
alligator-
I don't know. Astrid, alligator meat. I heard it was very rubbery. Are you sure you want to taste more
Sure, still sitting
sausage?
out in the night all night.
Do you get
might have
glizzy?
might have been washed away.
Do you get glizzy from alligator?
no,
Is that
no.
what you're
A
supplying?
glizzy is a.
Stop saying
Anything is
glizzy,
capable of being a glizzy, you see.
please.
Anything? Is this a glizzy? And I pull out my sword.
And Naomi
Bro.
puts his hand over your scabbard, pushes it back into its hilt, and he like raises his voice and goes, "A glizzy is a lettuce wrap with almonds."
Stop saying glizzy!
You were all talking like it was something entirely different than what it is. Covered
I
in
don't
honey,
care what it
filled
is.
with pork.
Oh.
That's a glizzy.
I'm gonna burn this place down.
I take pride in my food.
Do you have any more ribs?
No, that was all of them. I was making them for you when you woke up, but then you went and helped yourself to the kitchen.
Oh,
What's the fuss?
Well,
They were
thanks.
For us, anyways.
What? What do you say?
So what was the fuss if they were for us, anyways?
Well,
Never
they're all
mind.
for him now.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it had to do with the
After
fact of
church.
just calling it meat. I don't know. And at this point, Pearl
Meat
walks
is
down the
meat.
stairs as well. What's all this then? Talking about meat? We got
I
things to
really found a
do.
clown last night.
Clown? What? Who's this then?
He's a new
The
addition to our
clown.
party.
I'm looking around for a clown because for some reason I know what that is and not coins
Or meat.
or me.
Sophisticated society you come from.
You are all the strangest lot, yet the most dangerous lot. Okay.
Oh, Senor, if you think this is strange, you should see my carnival.
Oh,
Well,
but you're from the carnival.
what's left of it? I grew up there.
That's news
that's
to
Domino
me.
Laverna.
Yes, I am Domino Laverna. Do you know of me? I was very famous back in the day.
Ooh, at this point,
I don't recall
Pearl,
anyone
in a
asking.
flash of movement, in a flash of gold, there's a knife at your neck, Domino. Instantly, like almost so fast you couldn't react as you're like proudly stating your name. And he leans in and he goes, I know who you are. Do not say your name so proudly.
Why?
Keep in
He
mind,
has
your
a
name
point,
is
we don't-
involved with the exact reason why my brother's dead. And you are a problem, something that I've been wanted for a long time. Don't you talk to me like you are proud of your name. You should be ashamed of who you
Yeah.
are. And he pulls the knife and scabbards it.
While I may not approve of his violent approach, he does have a point. You shouldn't be proclaiming your name everywhere so loudly.
I think someone ought to be proud of who they are, personally.
Not
Yeah,
us right now.
I agree.
We are renowned criminals at the moment.
There's
Oh.
no one here to hear my name. Well, friends here. See?
Yeah, totally.
Naomi gives a big, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, best friend Astrid. I thought we were closer than that. Come on.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay. See? Nothing to worry about.
I need more ribs.
I told
thought
you
that-
already.
I
That's
thought
all
that
the
was
ribs
meat.
I have,
Patience.
and it's not meat. Oh.
If ribs are
Naomi-
not
Hey,
meat, what are they?
Hey, Heaven Guy is saying it wrong. I said it right.
He's speaking it as in like, you're
called them
disrespecting his cooking by
sausages.
just calling it meat.
It's better than that. I got sauces. And he like leans
You know-
his like defeatedly into his great axe that's leaning off the floor, his handle coming up to his head.
You know, Naomi,
I respect your cooking.
I think I understand what you mean when he said I was a heaven guy, and you saying that the ribs aren't meat. I'm not just a heaven guy. I'm the heaven guy, and those ribs were the meat.
What the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
It's
Wow, bringing me to tears over here. So beautiful.
quite. I might have to write that down. I pull out my little notebook and
Please.
write it down as poetry.
Why are
Per-
you here? What happened?
What? Who
My
are
theory,
you?
Calicath, is that this crocodile or alligator ate me, and I'm dead, and you're here with me. And this is heaven/hell right now. And they're
No,
really
this is
preparing me for whichever
I
place I'm
know.
going to with all of this meat and ribs
I
and
know,
what
I
have
know.
you.
This whole thing I've been experiencing is just one big flash before my eyes before I beat the gates.
No.
Yeah, I think
no.
I might. I think I'm still up north. I
It's
really
more
do.
like more like a cave than a gate, really. But
What the fuck happened to all of you
Alright.
last night? We got places to be, people to see. What is all this with the meat and the dying? We have
Well, the
some
dying
places
was
to be.
last night.
Waiting
You
for the
see-
last guy to show up.
Isn't you
Pearl.
happy? Let's go to that hideout or something you were saying about the vine.
I mean, we can go once I know you're all in the right headspace. I don't really know what happened between last night and today, but you are all different people.
Well,
See,
we
I
got a good
think
night's
we have
rest.
places to be. By the time we figure that out, I think it'll be next week.
that's a good one, Domino.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just slept pretty good, so I'm in a better mood now. We just wait on you, I guess.
I'm ready when you are.
Well,
Yeah.
vamos, let's go quickly now.
By the way, where are we going?
We're following that guy. I point at Pearl.
Sounds good.
Also,
Oh, no,
let's
over
not
there.
stay in public view for now. We're trying to
DM,
be
I
a
like
bit
to.
startled here.
I'd like to change my form to something not obviously Domino Laverna.
Okay. Let me. Since
It'll
do you
only
have a
work if you
description
don't
for that?
shout your name.
Yeah, I want to be Rosa Laverna. Let's go with
Okay.
that.
With that, you become Rosa Laverna. Your form shifts and shapes, and you are now her.
Yes.
You have to teach me that trick at some point. It's so useful.
I think it would be less than useful. Personally.
So for me,
Is he coming with us?
That's a good question. I really don't know. And Naomi is like, "Yeah, I think so." Who?
I
What?
mean-
Why?
That's good. Exactly. I'm with him.
well, as mentioned before, Astrid, how tough do you think Kenton Prin is? Should he not be willing to cooperate with us?
Oh, he's a monster. And that's putting it lightly.
For you to be calling him a monster, I'm pretty much sold on that then.
Yeah, he's no joke. He trained me all my life. And I'm
Oh.
still not as good as he is.
I see. I knew he was a monk, but
Does he also throw darts like you, or what?
Yeah, if it's something I've done, he can do it better.
Oh wow, like three darts.
Sure.
I've seen this man throw someone straight through a wall. Or I saw the aftermath.
Oh,
And the really scary thing is,
Darts.
he's just a human.
Right, I did know that.
Well, so yeah, the more strong hands on our side, the better.
Okay, this just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Let me explain real quick where we're going. We need to go to the slums of Galahad. Or distant Galahad, excuse me. I have a partner there, a particular woman who's very skilled, and we're going to meet with her first, get an update of what's been going on at where we believe they've been staying, and then I think we confront them.
Could we get a description and a name of this person that we should be looking out for?
Her name's Sorel Town, and I do know where she's going to be staying. We didn't have to purchase, but she's inhabiting a lot just across from where we believe they're hiding out. Keeping an eye on the sorts, and she has been reporting to me with her partner Juriel. Juriel hasn't reported to me since I was not at home last night, but they've been giving me nightly updates on where they've been and when they've been there. I know that they've left at certain times, and I know that they've been there at certain times, but we were, as I said before, we were all waiting for you lot to be with them so we could be confirmed that the Silver Vine would be in one place before we sent the entire Crossard army to have you all arrested. But seeing as you all don't have the Silver Vine, and with the complications of the Red, we're going to have to go by this approach. A little less formal. Does everyone agree with that?
Sure.
Yeah.
I have no complaints.
Si, senor.
Yeah, sure.
Looks like the sun's fully set. We can get Astrid through decently well in the night, as they're holding a curfew. We just gotta keep our heads low, and I know where we're going. So, when you're ready, follow me and we'll be on our way.
Very
Right.
well.
Ready
I think
if everyone else
maybe a
is.
couple of us may follow along with you along the rooftops to be a little bit more subtle.
If you can do it, that's fair.
I agree with
maybe,
you, Tira.
maybe hop into. Well, no, you could stay up there if you would like. We're going to be speaking with Sorel for a while. Make sure everything's in order. So you can do that for certainty, but you might have to wait outside for a while before we actually interact with Mr. Prin.
Right.
Cool. I'll be right behind you,
Yes, who are you?
sir. Ah, yes, my name is Arya Sophia, Pride of
gosh,
Heaven's
got him going.
Courts. I am a champion in my realm, and a brave warrior at that. And you are?
He reaches his hand out to shake yours, and he goes, Pearl Everhull. And I'll give you this. My job's to know everyone in this city, and I have not the slightest clue who you are, so I commend you for that.
Well, if I had it my way, everyone would know me, but here we are. And I shake his hand.
When you get your affairs in order, I'm going to take a quick step outside, make sure the roads are clear, get an idea of where we're going to go. Meet me outside. And he walks outside the front door, closes it, and is supposedly taking a look out the front door.
All right. Has everyone gathered all their things? We're ready. We're prepared.
Think so.
All right.
I'm good.
Astrid, maybe you and I will find a way along the roofs so we can at least have a bit of visual cover.
Sounds good to me. Lead the way, little lady.
All right. I think we'll both be out there, and then we'll be climbing along the rooftops, following them, and maybe even acting as lookouts.
Yeah. Sawyer, we're heading out! You hear Naomi kind of yell out as he picks up his thing. As you guys all start heading out the front doors, Zatira, I want you to roll a perception check.
Perception. Understood. Perception check is a 7.
Nothing seems out of the ordinary as you guys all head your way out.
You want me to roll one?
I'm afraid you wouldn't know what to be looking for.
Oh wait, was I
True.
following Zatira, or am I on the ground?
I mean, you could
You're
be
cool.
following us, or you could follow on the ground.
Yeah,
Depends-
everyone
like to
could be
follow
on the
Zatira.
roof if we really tried hard enough.
I'm the second most standout aside from Astrid.
Yeah, you could come along with us. We'll probably need to help you across a bit, but
My jumping's pretty alright.
all right.
I'll follow behind Pearl.
Speaking of which, I just noticed that there is max long jump and max high jump at the bottom of the skill list.
I gave that to you guys.
We did that.
I actively put that
Neat.
in the people so that way we can know what it is as a little helpful thing.
Oh, that's
That's in
nice.
feet, so 10 feet. 10 feet long jump, 3 feet high jump. If you want to go higher than that, it has a DC roll according to what's in the rule book that I gave you guys, the specialized rules.
Ah, neat.
Mm-hmm. So, as you guys head your way out, I want to know who's on the roof and who's on the floor.
I am for sure on the roof, and I think Astrid is joining me on the roof.
I am also on the roof.
Also on
Calicat
the
will
roof?
also be on the roof.
All right.
Just following behind Pearl.
I want you guys who are on the roofs to roll. I want you to roll 2 successive athletics checks, and those who are on the ground, I want 2 stealth checks.
Domino, are you going to be on the ground or?
Yeah, I'll be on the ground.
Ooh, natural 20 athletics, by the way.
Would you allow
All right, I
acrobatics
got
for
dirty
my
20
case?
for stealth check number 1,
With, oh wait, hold on.
Yikes, I got it.
and
I got a
16
2
with
and a
number 2.
Sorry.
You're good.
One thing at a time.
So with the acrobatics, only because the slums and because Distant Galahad, the roofing is so close together, you may use your acrobatics check.
Okay.
But just because the roofs are so close together.
Oh, that's good, because total of 14.
14?
Yep.
And your second one?
My second one is a 17.
Okay. So looking at these, I see that as you guys are jumping along, there's one point where Kalakath nearly falls, but Astrid manages to grab him by his arm and pull him back up, managing to save him from a pretty terrible fall. And you guys travel. I want you guys up there to roll me a perception check, and we'll come back to the ground team.
Okay.
Ooh, 22.
Yikes. 8.
23.
Astrid and Kalakath.
No.
As you guys are up high on the rooftops, and you can see that Distant Galahad kind of goes down this slope, right? Right now you're in Distant Galahad. You're heading your way to the slums of Distant Galahad. Occasionally, looking backwards towards the center of the city, which is known as the Red Square, you can see a couple of torches and individuals walking down some stairs, going into some of the farther away parts of Distant Galahad, and the occasional torch lighting up some parts of the city. You can get the idea that there are roaming sentinels keeping the curfew. Looking back where the rain was, and looking back where the alligator was, you can see the head of the alligator poking out of one of the alleyways as you're on top of the doppelganger, heading your way to follow the crowd below you. You can see that it is still dead there, fallen to the ground. Seems that not enough people could come together to organizingly move it out of that location in a single day. But you can see that there are wheelbarrows and some other wagons of sorts to help remove that in the future. And then, interestingly, you can see that the water on the lower parts of Distant Galahad has risen and stays flooding some parts of the street, even with the rain having stopped. And you look up to the sky to see a beautiful night sky, and you look upwards to see the glorious half moon currently sitting above you. And you leap from rooftop to rooftop. Would you guys like to... Oh, you go ahead.
As we look up, I say to Astrid, how long has it been since Onyx's death?
Night before.
A day? A little bit of a day or so? Why?
Wasn't there a half moon on the day he died?
I haven't really been paying all that attention to the phases of the moon, honestly, but yes, now it should point that out.
Everyone roll a history check involved with this. Yeah.
I think I remember seeing it when we climbed the wall.
That is a 15 history check from me.
16 from me.
Ooh, Astrid, good roll.
21 for Daddy.
Astrid,
Nice.
DC was 20. Astrid, you start to have little memory flashbacks, not like crazy flashbacks, little blips. You remember the night that you were watching the large thing in the underwater move. You remember painting a half moon to represent what was around. You remember the night, just for a smallest memory of when you first arrived in the town, unloading boxes from the wagon, looking up to see a half moon. And you have a memory of last night when you were climbing the wall as you reached the top of it and you were looking over the city. Sorry, over the mansion. Over your shoulder was a half moon, and it comes to you that it has been a half moon since the moment you arrived at Crossroads.
At this point, I think we would have had a different phase in the month, right?
I've been in Crossroads all my life, but I don't think I've ever noticed this before. How long has it been like this?
Huh. Zatira's will start thinking about, like, what Y said about the sky and the sea, like, changing somehow, or how the sky waits in bated breath, and I think the sea reaching closer. I think that's the word sea he exactly used. All because of this silver vine.
Indeed. Does the roof team have any more actions as you guys travel across?
I was doing something. I'm so sorry.
That's it for me.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. As we're traversing from rooftop to rooftop, Astrid stops for a second and wonders if Master Prin is looking up at the same moon. Waited with bated breath to see if fuck. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
You're good.
Whatever, just keep going.
Moving to the ground team. I want to know what your guys' first stealth check was.
My first stealth check was a 19. My second stealth check was on 16. So 16.
All right, Kaka. No, you were at the bottom. Sorry,
that's
excuse me,
what
Domino.
I was about to say,
Domino.
wait a
I
minute.
said the wrong name, Domino.
You're good.
Yes. My first stealth check was a dirty 20.
Ooh.
My second stealth check was a 16.
All right. As you guys are darting from alleyway to alleyway, the second was a 16, right? Good job.
Yes.
Pearl currently running with you guys. And as you look up in one of the alleyways, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 individuals above you. The fourth one being Naomi, who was along with the roof party. And you travel along the way. As you look over one of the alleyways, and you see a platoon heading your way, marching. You guys dip into the shadows and wait. And it's not too long before the platoon passes by. Weaving your way through the distant Galahad, you eventually make your way towards this half-collapsed building with boarded-up windows, and you're coming in through the back door. As Pearl kind of gives you a nod to the party, not saying anything verbally, but saying, "This is it." And the roof team lines up behind this building. What do you guys do?
I roll perception.
This is Domino and Arya right now. But what were we saying? Roll perception.
I wrote-
You guys,
Yeah.
roof team, or you're up there watching this?
Oh, okay.
I got 14.
All right. 14. The back door is a rotted out wooden door. You guys made it to the slums of Galahad. There's actual poop lining some of the gutters. The water
Ew.
itself had runoff had dealt with a lot of it, but itself doesn't actually have any access or proper access to the sewer system that is Crossroads. Some of it is actually overflown as you guys are walking over it. And yes, you have stepped through this sewage water. And you're now at this deteriorated door. And Pearl is putting his hand up to the door and he twists it open. And it slowly creaks in as he kind of nods to go in. And you just see the dark void ahead.
Very well. If he's doing the let's go in thing, I'll wait right behind him. But if he's saying, all right, y'all go in, I'll go first.
He's doing the we're going in, as he gives like a thumbs up to the roof team to make sure that everyone sees him.
I return the thumbs up.
And with that, they disappear into this building. As you're walking, Domino, you can hear some of the glass crunch beneath your feet as you look down and see that the windows of this place have been blown in at some point. Maybe in disrepair, maybe someone just busted it down. This place is really worse for wear. And as you guys travel your way forwards, Pearl's eyes start to look left and right. You start to notice that his attitude's changed, and he kind of just gently whispers his voice. She's supposed to be here. I don't see her. Pan out. Try to see if you can find her, or any sign of her. And he starts to look around as well.
Why are we using our inside voices looking?
Senor Arya, I think someone has broken into this facility. There's glass all over. Try to surprise them before they surprise us.
Aren't we just talking to someone? Isn't that... If they're expecting us
And he leans
should
in.
we just yell at them?
He leans in and he goes, she's supposed to be here. And she's not right now. Or at least I'm not seeing her. And we're just across the street from our quarry. Don't want to make any sudden moves or signs that we're here. Don't want them to see from across the street that we're in here. Stay away from the windows, okay? And he starts to look around too.
Can I investigate the floor? Does the floor look...
Roll an investigation. And Arya, what are you doing?
Ari's sort of looking around, judging the place, and holding his nose up a little bit because it smells like crap in here.
Roll.
But probably also doing a perception check around.
Okay, you roll perception. I want Domino to roll an investigation.
I got a nat 1 on investigation.
Domino. Oh no, we'll come to that. And Arya.
Also a nat 1. We got the monologue group in here looking around, and it's not great.
So Pearl is gently moving across some papers and some newspapers among those lines, and is currently like looking through, checking like some of the place. You can see that there's obvious signs that someone's been here and has been here for a while. There's like a chair pulled to the side. You can see that the windows are boarded in through nails, and there's a large crunch as Domino rips open a floorboard to find the rotted wood and nothing underneath it. And then Arya like looks around and is currently just like, whoa, there's someone in the floor. and he turns the Pearls turn around like, stop it.
Domino, do you see anyone under there?
I don't know, senor. Let me take a closer look.
Stop it! As another crunch as you open up another fucking floorboard. Stop it! And he grabs your hands. I want you guys to roll investigation and perception checks to see that there's nothing there.
Okay.
He grabs your hand, Arya, and his hand.
I got 18.
I got a 15.
You're now convinced that there's nothing under the floorboards as you see dirt and mud. And he...
These people are pretty sneaky. We almost had them.
This is a
Si, senor. But there's definitely nothing under these boards.
This is a one-story building, guys. There's no basement here. Okay? And he turns around and he goes, whoever was here, they were here recently. Look. And he points over to a you can see now the smoke is rising from a cigar that was currently in an ashtray. I'm not sorry, it's like a sort of cigarette of sorts, a wrapping, and some tobacco's burning. and it's kind of rolling its way upwards. But it's still lit.
Hmm.
They.
DM,
we-
what's all the entrances in this building? Do we?
So you came into the back entrance, walked through a small hallway that had a door in it. You guys got to the center room, which is like this kitchenette area with a small table and chair, and you can see that it has a chair sit right in front of a window that would be peering across the street. And there is 2 doors in this room. Left, like, excuse me, 4 doors technically. The door you walk through, like from the hallway, 2 doors to your left and right, and then a front door that would go to the outdoors, like to just straight outside into the alleyway.
What was that door you said that was rotten? Was that the door we came in through?
Door you came through. Most
Okay.
of the wood is rotten though. This is a very old building, and half of it is collapsed. As you were walking up, you saw the right half was collapsed in.
Is there? You said there's mud, right?
Underneath the floorboards you ripped up, yes.
But is there any mud above the floorboards? Some sort of like steps or tracks?
Roll an investigation check.
I'm scared.
Now that you're looking for something specific.
And because it's all rainy.
Ah, great! I got a 4.
Nice.
You guys suck at seeing.
And
There's no
Arya,
mirrors. There's no
Arya?
mirrors, which means I'm very bad at seeing.
What the fuck does that mean?
What you doing, Arya?
Am I still holding
His
Pearl's
best.
hand?
Pearl, are you holding? No, Pearl let go, but you can grab his hand.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay.
Mm.
He grabbed
I'll
your arms to
continue
stop
to-
you both. That's what he did.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have my hand over my hilt, not in like a ready way, but like more in a bored way, and look at one of the doors on the left.
All right.
Just
Roll a
look.
perception check. And while you're rolling that, I'm gonna narrate Domino as his investigation check. Domino,
Nice.
as you're searching,
I want those rolls.
as you're searching for tracks, Domino, you find some. Some of the dust had been kicked up, and it leads down a hallway.
Is it my own tracks?
You have deduced that it was your own tracks. Good job. As Domino, for a second, was following to, and then was like, ah, shit, that's ours. And is like, realizes that everybody's kicked up all the dust, so any other tracking for that reason would be not feasible, as everybody's walked around this room and kicked up too much dust. Arya,
Great.
as you're looking, you're kind of bored and minding your own business, and kind of like, this sucks. This isn't.
I rolled a dirty
I saw
20.
that. I'm going to it. You're like, this sucks. This is boring. And you look over and you hear something to the room to the left, like a small shift of movement.
Ooh, I'm close to my buddies, right?
Everyone's within 30 feet of each other, or 20 feet of each other. Small room.
Hey guys, I think someone's in that room, and I point to the left side door, and say, I think someone's in there.
Pearl kind of gives you a nod and starts to walk up to the door, and you can see him slowly unsheath one of his golden daggers. Sorrel.
Okay.
Tavi. And whenever he says Tavi twice, the door like slightly clicks open. You can see the doorknob twist and push, and you can hear the creaking of the old wood as it kind of. And out from behind the door, first you see a hand crossbow, and then following that is a body. It's a young woman, an older woman with blonde hair, and her left eye has an eye patch over it, and you can see the scarring of something running down her left cheek. She kind of points her crossbow out, and she's looking at with an incredible intensity as she slowly walks her way out of the room. The only way you can see her is the little bit of moonlight that's refracting through the slits of the window from the wooded inn. Tiki? And in the silence, Pearl kind of walks up a little bit, and like with with his hands raised, he sheathes his dagger. He reaches out his left arm, and she kind of pulls down the crossbow, switches hands, and grabs his forearm as well. And they pull each other in. You can see them do a sort of French greeting, and then Pearl goes, "Good to see you, Tiki." "Yes. And you too, Taffy." And they give a nod, and they kind of back up. "This is Surya. And these are my party for now."
Hello, my name is Arya Sophia, pride of Heaven's courts.
I'm Rosa.
And this is... Wait, Rosa?
See? Rosa. As you can see, I'm Rosa.
Oh,
Her one eye kind of scans over you guys with a fiery intensity. She's got this short-cut blonde hair. Old, so you can see features that her skin's kind of wrinkled, and she's a little bit of an older individual. And she walks up and she goes, "Any friend of Pearl's is a friend of mine. What are you doing here?" And that's where Pearl kicks in and goes, "Well, we've been compromised in terms of the red. And more so, we're with a party to interact and confront the two that are the three that you've been keeping an eye on. What updates have you got for us?" She responds, "They left. One afternoon, one about this morning they left. But not before something strange. Last night, in the early hours, Juriel saw them carrying someone in. The tall one, the lanky one with the pipe. Smoking Joe? Yeah, that one. Joe. They had someone over his shoulder. Carried them into the building. When I saw them leave, I never saw that person. But Jariel swears that he saw it. Not sure who they were, but saw that they carried them in." Very well. Suriel, I'm going to have to ask you to step away from all this. I need you to take this time off. The red has gotten aggressive. Answer these gentlemen's questions. And I'm going to ask that you return home and say nothing. Tell no one that you met with us. And there's a understanding, nod to her, and she goes, "Yes, Commander." She looks over to you two expectantly.
hello. So we're supposed to find those three. Do you know what direction they went? You said they left, yes.
Yes. They started heading south. But I couldn't risk following them. Per Pearl's suggestion and command, I could not give them pursuit, as he was worried that they would be very keen on catching me.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how fast they were going?
Moderate walk. No run, no rush. Seemed as though they were not concerned with being found. They, in the time that they've been here, have had a very relaxed atmosphere about them. Even though I've been keeping an eye on them, they've been acting as though they have no idea I'm here, which is good. Very good.
Oh, that's cool. Did they eat meat while they were here, or how'd that work? Were they just held up in that room, or?
They left a few times. Came back on occasion. The tall, spindly one known as Joe left more often than others. He would come back with bags. I cannot tell you if they were meat or not. We didn't follow him to his endeavors. Again, through Pearl's suggestion. We've dealt with Pearl through many investigations, and this is a more pressing one, I get the sense of. And Pearl kind of gives a nod in agreement.
Okay.
You said something about the red. Um, what do they look like?
Uniforms, armor, banners.
Armor. Does that, DM, does that jog my memory any?
Roll a history check.
Okay.
And they at one point they say red banners.
That was a natural 20 for 19.
There's a flashback to that red and that rising tide, and you remember finding yourself at the peak of one of those large waves, and you have this flash of a red banner, followed by this crackling boom that sends chills down your spine and almost kicks your adrenaline as it happens, and another flash of lightning before you're back to where you were standing before this person. You all right?
Yeah, I think I've met them.
Don't trust them.
You said they were getting more aggressive?
And Pearl kind of kicks in and goes, no, I've seen that. And yes, I have had an issue with them just recently. It's really hard to catch you up. I'm not sure why you're here. But, don't trust the red. And then she kind of gives a nod in response to agree with that.
Okay, senor. That body, you said that they took it in there and they left it there. See?
Now, I said that Jariel, my partner, saw someone carrying a body in. I never saw it myself, and I didn't see them leaving with anybody. Jariel swears up and
Okay.
down, but it could have been a sack of potatoes. He's a bit quick to assumptions. He's newer. He's
Well,
young.
You think it's worth checking out?
Yeah, if they're already gone, we can see if it really was a body.
That's up to you. And Pearl,
I say
Pearl kind of
we
nods in
could
agreement.
probably... We could probably tell somebody
They're
what
already,
we know.
Pearl
they're
kind
already
of
a day's worth of travel away from us, taking 10 minutes to look into a room. Probably won't change anything.
Pearl kind of agrees and goes, if anything, we could find better clues as to what they're doing, where they are. Maybe they left things behind. They were here for a few days. Can't easily leave without any signs.
Alright.
See,
I think we have a direction, some clues to look for, and that sounds good to me.
let's tell the rest.
Maria, are you satisfied? Maria?
See.
See?
Yes.
You two,
Yeah, yes.
Pearl kind of speaks to you two specifically, and he goes, you two, tell the other team what's going on. I'm going to relieve Sorel of her duties and have a quick chat with her. Make sure she's good. Okay?
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys walk back outside the back door, leaving Pearl to speak with Suriel. And there on the rooftop, you can see it's hard to see them as they're keeping themselves to the shadows, keeping themselves pressed flat against the roof. But they make themselves apparent to you. There's the large shadow figure of the Goliath. Next to them is a horned tiefling, and another man standing on his own, a little bit far away, holding a large, or on his back you can see a larger than himself great hammer, and then sitting a little bit closer is another silhouette of an individual you may presume is Calica.
Okay, so Maria, do we just tell them to pull in, right?
You see? Yes. Let's do that.
All right, I pull out my sword and I make a circular motion above myself and cause it to whistle a little bit
Ooh.
because of the holes that are in my sword.
Is it like the whole? Is it like that kind of deal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you
that kind of whistle.
There's a swing of the sword in a large arc, and you hear a as it reels upwards.
Wow, that's a nice thing you got there.
Thanks. I believe that this weapon is quite beautiful.
And as you guys are chatting, Suriel kind of pushes past your shoulder, Domino, and starts to like put a hood up and starts to walk down the hallway as well as Pearl coming out as well.
And that's what I named my sword. Oh, hey guys, what's up?
Upon seeing like and hearing their call, I think the rest of us would
Show up.
head down from the roof and then quickly skirt our way over,
Yeah,
like beside that shack.
it isn't too long before the party, through their various flips and drops and orientations, find their way showing up in front of you two.
What'd you find?
So they're gone. They were there in that building, and I point to that building. We think they left stuff. They left like this morning. So we're gonna go in that building, see if they left anything.
Of course they're gone.
Where did they leave?
They headed south.
Si, senor, south.
Yeah, normal walk. I'm not familiar with this town, so I wouldn't even know what south. I probably know what south is. I don't know what is south, I should say.
We were told they were days out, so...
They left this morning, and it's nighttime, so...
Styria will look to Kalakath and Astrid south. You think they might have been heading back to
The
the
dogs?
path we... Well, I was thinking maybe, like, the path we took to get to the spire.
How are we always a day behind them?
Delays. Anyways, let's not delay ourselves any further and start investigating that place.
Alright, so I'll let y'all do that because we investigated our building to the utmost ability. We were very professional and quite good looking while we did it.
I'm sure.
Left no wooden board unturned.
We left
You know,
a few.
I thought I heard
but,
some wood.
you
Yeah,
know.
I was a little bit worried in there that we'd have to intervene after hearing that, but good to know it was your doing.
Yes.
Si, senor.
And by the way, nothing was under there. They got out before we were able to fully open it. So they were really
Unfortunate.
sneaky.
I wouldn't think that there
Right.
was anything under there. It's a one-story building.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, just making sure, you never know. As you can see, I am Maria. There could be things hidden in plain sight.
Our enemies are quite clever. And a day away.
Right, and again, about the thing about no more delays, let's get moving.
You guys are standing on the
Let's
back
get moving.
door of this building, and the front door across the street is that building. So you guys can walk around, or you guys can walk through the building. But regardless, you guys make your way towards the building that was being watched from this lookout. It's a simple building. You can see that it's connected with several other smaller hovels and buildings. The windows shattered, just like many of these other ones. And as you're walking, you can see the occasional like glossiness of someone's eye, kind of like looking at you through like some of the broken hovels and buildings and things along those lines that quickly dart down below. But when you walk up to this one building, it's completely silent, desolate. You got the windows and the front door.
I'd like to make an investigation check on like the windows and door to see if there are locks or traps of any sort.
Absolutely. Roll a investigation check.
Investigation.
That's smart as hell.
That's a natural 20 for a total of 25.
Hey, let's go.
As you search
Okay.
for traps on the windows, and I would say assume the doors as well, it takes some time, but you make a confirmation that you feel like there's no physical traps, and as far as arcane, nothing particularly stands out to you.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
I will. Is there like a mechanical lock or a keyhole on the door?
There is, and it sits right next to a shattered window.
I will peek through the window a bit.
You look through the window, and you can see easily that you could reach in and twist the doorknob to unlock the inside. It's a very, very
Calicath
out of run
attempts to
house.
open the door.
As you twist the doorknob clicks open, not locked.
I
I don't know what you're looking for over there, pal.
making sure the coast is clear before we just open doors.
Seems fine to me. I can see it right through this door.
Right. Go ahead and enter then.
Calcath walks in.
You walk in immediately to see rotten floorboards, a door to your right that's currently closed, and some old ruined papers on a desk in the far left corner. There's several candles that are unlit.
Zatira will put her ear to the door that's directly beside her.
Roll a perception check.
Perception. That's a natural 1 for a total of 4.
Unfortunately, or in general, actually, there's no sound to be had. It is a silent building, and nothing but this small gust of wind outside kind of runs through.
And this door also appears to be unlocked.
This door appears, as you twist the doorknob slightly, it is unlocked. The doorknob clicks as it's perfectly fine to open.
She will peek through a bit first before fully opening it.
You peek through just a bit, and you can't seem to find. There's nothing particularly of any sight to be seen there.
All right. So, should we all split up and look for clues, or check different rooms with different groups, find something all at once? How do we
Well-
gonna explore this place?
Well, you said we didn't want delays.
All right. I'll begin searching this room that we just opened to, and anyone can feel free to assist me.
I will start heading north.
Calcath would
I help
like to
Zatira out.
Go ahead.
I think that was it.
Calcath would like to investigate the
Yeah, I
ruined
did.
papers on the table. Perhaps there is something not ruined.
Mario,
Put a
what are you
shovel
doing?
through.
Oh, I said I'd like to go north. That's a door up there, right?
That's a
That's
window.
a window.
Ah, yes. I will.
Windows are a new thing to Arya.
Yeah, he's learning a lot today.
Investigating the window.
Everything
First,
is a new
I'm
thing.
going to
Yeah.
have Zatira, Domino, and Astrid. I want you guys to roll investigation checks as you search about. But I want to know what you're all investigating specifically.
I'm looking for like traces of like how long they've been here, either through food or waste. I think they informed us of the bag of like that looked like it had some body. Also looking for any indications that they might have left of like any where they may be heading. I don't imagine they would have just left that around, but something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for some sort of writing, any language. It doesn't. I'm not really concerning which, so that I may possibly use comprehend languages or something. Maybe a paper or map.
Okay.
anything.
You're looking for papers and information along that lines. Astrid, what are you looking for?
Well, they pretty much covered all of the options, so I guess I'll do the same thing.
Would you like to look through the
Zatira's
other
doing.
rooms? Since they're covering that, would you like to look
I
through the other
guess.
rooms?
Well, she can't be everywhere at once. So I'll go check the bag myself.
Okay, I think I'm
Sure.
Your audio's
Let me go to the
lagging out
other
a little bit, but I think I
room.
understand what you're saying. But first,
Yeah, let me do
I'm
that.
gonna go to Zatira. Zatira, what was your investigation roll?
My investigation was a total of 24.
You sniff inwards, and you can smell you start to like not really cough, but it smells like a fine tobacco somehow finds its way sitting in the air, like as though recently burned and ever present. There's a bit of a little bit of cough as you travel, and you look through. What's fascinating to you is that looking over these countertops and these areas where food would normally be, you see rotten cloves of spices, things that were kept things that were unkept, rotten pieces of like pepper and things along those lines, and very little signs of life or food being prepared. The stove itself is in disrepair and unusable as you click the burner and nothing happens. And you walk over to what was seemingly some kind of potion cabinet, and you see a whole bunch of dull colored, gross, like vials with like some kind of like filament or some kind of like crystalline growth appearing around the rims. Now I'll move over to Kalikath and Arya, and then move to Domino. So Kalikath and Arya, what do you guys do? Arya's looking at the window. Kalikath, I want you to roll an investigation check as you look through all those papers, or a perception check of your
Very
choice.
well. I would. Sorry, I'm gonna do a perception check,
All right.
but I already clicked that. As a 10.
As you're looking through, these papers here are very, very old. You grab one of the pieces of paper and it immediately falls apart in your hands. Perhaps maybe not incredibly like ancient, but because of the fact that you look up and you can see the roof's leaking a little bit from the previous rain from earlier that day, and you can see that it quickly lands on this paper. It seems to have ruined a lot of the ink. You run your hands down some of it, and you can read that it reads over some kind of date. The date itself smeared, and it talks about a murder that happened in the past. But all you can really read is murder, and gather that it's not from this date, as it's quite ruined paper. You look around through some of the other things, and it seems that all of this was older than now. Several papers about things you could find, people, animals lost, typical things you'd find in a general newspaper, but nothing very memorable to you at the moment.
Very well.
Alright, could I have you roll a perception
I would-
check as well? And go ahead, Kalikath.
I was just gonna say I was gonna re-enter the other room with Domino and Zatira.
And Arya, can I get a perception?
I rolled a 19, and
A
I'm looking out
19?
the window.
Okay. As you're looking at the window, it is a window.
Fascinating.
Outside of the window, there's not too much to behold. There's a general, like, it's just a backyard with like non-kept grass that's growing its way up to the bottom of this cracked and destroyed window. And as you take a step backwards, your foot kind of almost like falls into the floor for a second as you pull your foot upwards, and you kind of like reorient yourself as you almost fell through the floor there, and you are now standing there. I'm gonna move.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
So my foot fell through the door. Can I look through the hole that it created?
Absolutely. You lean down through the piece of broken plank in the wood as you bend over, and it's very dark. You can't quite see, and you reach your hand down a little bit, and you don't find any dirt or gravel.
Even with dark vision, I cannot see. It's just pitch black down there.
That's true. With dark vision, as you're seeing it, you can see through the glares. There's plenty of light refracting. There seems to be a floor a few feet down.
Ooh. I reach out to Kalikath and say, "Hey, Kalikath. Hello. Hey.
Yes.
Hey.
What?
Oh. Yes. I think I've found it. I've uncovered the mystery. Like someone would uncover... There's a basement.
You know, I had a sneaking suspicion. Let me try something real quick.
Sure thing.
Can I move over towards the table that Zatira is nearby?
Yes, you can. As you're doing that, I'm going to pause for a second because I want to get to the other two players' roles. Domino, what were you looking at?
I rolled a 17 investigation.
What were you looking for?
I was looking for some kind of writing, document, map,
I see.
something like that.
Unfortunately, in this area, in terms of this house, the most you find is outdated pieces of work. There's a small recipe for how to make some good bread that's been ruined. Unfortunately, it's not a lot in terms of papers on this side of the building. And lastly,
Okay.
Astrid, you were in this building, what were you? I want you to roll a perception check because you're just looking in general.
That's a 22.
You, as you're looking through and the floor is creaking underneath each and individual step, you stop for a second and just focus, and you can a lot of that noise is being hindered because you can hear people talking and whispering and crouching. You can hear the floorboards creaking, but as you focus and you can hear your heartbeat boom 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 boom, and it slows down as you focus, and your monk senses kind of keen in, and you go boom 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 boom. Only it's not your breath, it's somebody else's. And you can hear someone's breathing very slowly.
Do I see where the breathing's coming from?
As you listen and you focus and you close your eyes and meditate, it sounds like
The person that is doing the breathing?
it sounds like it's coming from below. Calicath, I want to pick up with what you were doing.
Okay.
Very well. I move over towards the table that Zetira was at.
All right.
Find something?
Suspicion.
Let's-
How
we
heavy
gotta hold
is
on to
the
that.
table?
The table itself, not too heavy. You can move it as one person or with two.
I'd like to move it out of the way, just to the right.
Yeah. With that, there's a drag. I'm assuming Zetira helps out, or
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
you guys both grab either side of the table and quickly drag it over to the right.
With that done, I'll grab the rug that appears to be underneath it, and I quickly whip it out of place.
It's a and there you see a staircase leading its way downwards.
Ooh.
So it would seem. Fellas, I think Arya and I solved a puzzle.
Yes, it was
Well done.
easy as finding something to make a metaphor for.
Well, you can think about that metaphor as we're investigating downstairs.
Very well.
Hey, someone get Astrid.
And as they're saying that, can I rip up one of the
floor.
boards and jump down?
Yeah,
Oh, well.
you can.
Hell yeah.
Like right around here?
There's someone get
Where I see
Astrid, and
a hole?
yeah, absolutely. You rip open the boards. You walk over to this hole, and you kind of like quickly boom, boom, jump down with your monk senses. It's as silent as can be. As I'm assuming Domino, who is in the area, opens up this door again after you, and there's no Astrid to be found.
Sounds like he beat us to it.
You know, my best friend, I'm going to take the stairs. I'll be after you.
Wait, he's gone?
Is he not here?
He went down under some boards. I thought I was the one who pulled boards, but I guess not.
Wow.
The staircase is right here.
Astrid,
You know, Domino, we're just trendsetters.
See. You know, I say let's get going. He might need help. Who knows?
Yeah.
Astrid,
let's
real
go.
quick, so we can have this moment and make sure it works. Leave and rejoin the Discord because your audio is a bit funky right now. Astrid, all right, can you hear me?
There he is.
Okay, I am returned.
Cool. As you land to the ground, there's a as you land, right foot then left, and you look up. Do you have dark vision?
No. No, I don't.
It's incredibly dark as you can
But I
hear
do have a.
labored breathing in the room with you.
Let me light that torch real quick, please.
There's a as a torch lights up and you raise it up. And the first thing you see to your floor is drops of blood as you look down, and look to the right as an unconscious woman lies there, her head red as the sunset, head down, chained to a wall with her hands over her head. Her head's kind of like lolling down. You can see that she's halfway conscious.
God. Let me step over to the woman very carefully and lift her head up.
As you step up, though, you get closer and the light illuminates, and there you can see her right hand there's something odd about it. It's a bluish hand in color, and as you raise the torch closer, you can see that it is seemingly this teal color, light blue. And it doesn't seem like it's made of proper flesh, but rather you can see a leaf growing out of the middle finger and kind of like waning its way downwards. It's made of vine. And over her shoulders and sprouting onto the wall, as you raise the torch closer, you can see that running its way up the wall like a veins of a human. She's connected to the wall with this vines growing out of her back and grasping the wall, like that of a like clinging vine onto a building.
Do I possibly recognize this woman?
Roll a history check.
Damn. An 11.
You don't recognize this woman. However, the vines are unmistakable. You've seen these vines before. The teal color, the bluish hue, the darkness of how, like, the dark blue that kind of finds the middle in the veins of the vine. And you can see some of the severed vines that have been, like, pulled. You can see this slightly white fluid dripping from them. You've seen these vines before, when you were meeting with Master Martez. They made the bridge you walked over, and it fell through.
Oh my God. Can you hear me? Ma'am? Hello?
As you try to wake her up, she's not very responsive right now.
Guys, I know you can hear me. Get down here.
Do we make it to him by this point?
As you guys are rushing your way down the stairs, I'll say that before he quite exactly yells, you find yourself in a concrete room, like concrete, left, right, up, down, like concrete room, and you can't quite see him immediately. Actually, as you guys make your way down, 1 second. Excuse me.
Ooh, another battle map.
Another room? There's 2 basements.
All right.
Just like every good house should have.
All right.
And where's the woman relative to the stairs?
That's as you guys go down the stairs, you don't see a woman. In fact, you don't see Astrid.
Oh.
You see a simple room with various.
Can we inspect the wall?
You can expect the wall. You can roll an investigation check for that. But as you do that, I want to say first of all, on this building here, you see a pool of red blood currently covering. This is before Astrid is yelled out. This is a moment before then, as you guys walk down the stairs and you look for Astrid, but you don't see him.
Hmm.
The place wasn't that big. I think the fellow would have dropped down in here. Unless there's a second separate basement somehow.
Those cabinets are what's on them? Are there books or?
Ping for me. Those cabinets? There
Yeah.
are various Nix and Nax, not books. Looks like bags.
Okay.
Maybe like canteens and things along those lines.
And you
that-
said
Alright.
that there's blood on the table, right?
There is blood on the table, and it seems to be a large pool of it as well.
Is there any blood above it, the table?
As you get closer and you look at it, and you're like looking up to see any blood, you don't see any blood above the table on the roof, perhaps per se. But as you move over a jar, you can see that there is a severed hand.
Oh. That can't be good.
And it's like
Hey guys,
that.
look what I found.
They're doing
While they
some
look at that,
next level
Calicath would like
torture
to
down here.
start investigating the walls.
And Domino seemed to have the highest interest in the wall, so have you and Domino
Oh, I didn't
roll.
hear him. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I'll have you and Domino both roll as you guys are kind of investigating the walls as well. And it's about this point where you hear muffled through the wall, "Hey guys, come in here, come down here." As Astrid hasn't quite turned around to see that he's in a locked built room.
Which wall did it came from?
It seemed to protrude from this kind of area, from the
right.
bottom right, from the back left wall as you're looking forwards.
I rolled a 13, but I would like to try to move this out the way.
As you pull that aside, you can see Astrid's torchlight currently looming through there. Kalagath, as you were walking up, you could also see the actual drawers highlighted by the red light of his torch. And you walk in to see Astrid currently hunched over this nearly unconscious woman currently like laying there, and excuse me, Zatira and Arya.
That guy's gone.
Zatira and Arya.
Where am I?
You guys are currently investigating. There is a seemingly woman's hand splayed out, severed on the table.
So...
And everybody hears Astrid yell out as you guys, I'm assuming, begin to progress your way over to Astrid, yes?
So I would like to walk in there, and I'm like, my best friend Astrid, we found a hand over here. What's going on?
Can I medicine check real quick
Yes, you can.
while they're making their way over here?
Mm-hmm. Domino starts to appear on your left shoulder
Just to
as you
see-
roll this medicine check.
See if I've seen like these vines do what they do.
Right.
That's
Okay.
an 18.
Yes. So as you medicine check this woman, her consciousness is kind of there, and her eyes are slowly beginning to focus on your face as you reach over her shoulder and pull her shoulder down a little bit, and you can see her go as she starts to slowly wake up. As you look in, and you can see that the vines have burrowed into several sockets of her back shoulders and down her back column, and through her, and seemingly down her lower down to her buttocks and into the wall, as it then splays its way upwards. And as you look over to the arm and the hand, you can see the right hand seems to be this viney replacement of itself, currently chained up and limp in your hands. As far as your medicine checks, you get the idea that she's currently connected to this wall or these vines.
Oh, my best friend Astrid, I thought you said the vine heals people, not turn them into bushes.
Well, from the looks of it, it did exactly
this-
that and more.
Is this the silver vine?
You don't know.
Hey guys, we found a hand, and she has a new hand, and it's blue. So,
They
That's cool.
replaced that hand with something.
with blue vine, a blue vine. I think that's a good name for it.
Do any of us recognize this woman?
As you guys looking over her, immediately no, you don't. But her eyes begin to flutter open as by this point you guys have surrounded her and kind of come around her to take a look, and her eyes begin to flutter open.
Give us clues.
Help me!
Relax.
Who are you?
Relax. Relax. We're not here to hurt you.
Quick, hold on.
The opposite.
What How did you get like this? Do you remember
I think we
anything?
should.
I,
I think we should unbind her.
Can you recall
My name's
anything?
Claire.
Unbind her
I
before.
work for the Harmony Playhouse. Who are you?
Just
We're here.
People trying to get you out of here.
Breathe.
Here to help. Let's
Just hold on.
take
Okay.
this easy.
Claire,
Yeah.
do you know what happened to the people? Did people bring you here?
I was.
Do you recall
was-
anything before this event?
I do. I was having a normal night, servicing, and a man interrupted me. Said he'd offer me 70 gold for an afternoon of my time. Nothing different, nothing new. I accepted, and we went off to go to his place, but we were in an alleyway, and he blew some smoke in my face, and the next thing I remember. And she starts to like shake against her shackles and tries to look up at her hand, which her head can't quite reach up to her hands, as she's kind of recollecting the story of what happened. And she goes, "My hand! They did something!"
Relax. Calm down.
We'll do
Ma'am,
it.
ma'am, hold on.
Astrid, do you
Hold
mind?
on.
Do you mind doing something for me real
Finish.
quick?
And what would that be?
Do you mind holding her feet while she's dangling from her hands, right?
That's right.
From this chain.
She's sitting. She's in a seating position. Her legs are on the. Her butt's on the floor. And her legs are pointing out, and her hands are currently chained to above her heads, and she can't quite lean her head upwards as her neck has a lock on it as well.
Okay, so she's not being held up, right?
Not necessarily. Her upper body is being held.
But she's
She's
not
chained. there.
also
Is there any contraptions
So
connected to
entrapped.
these chains?
with the vine. And
Yes, she is entrapped, but I think
don't
We should
touch her
make
just
her-
yet.
don't touch her just yet.
Astrid, you are cutting out a little bit, my friend.
Damn it. How about now? Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
What we're
yeah,
saying?
better, yeah.
Okay. Don't touch her just yet. Ma'am. I know it's scary,
Okay.
but please,
What are you?
finish the story.
I'm
here to
I-
help.
After he blew that smoke in my face, all I remember is waking up here, and I don't know if it was a nightmare or if it was real, but they cut
What did
off
this
my
man look
hand.
like? Like,
He was
what did this man look like?
an old man, tan, had many wrinkles in his face, kept a pipe in his mouth. He had a little glint in his eyes, and he had brown hair and dark eyes. And then when I and she's like panicking at this point. Green clothes, I think. It's hard to remember.
Can I put
Can
my
I
hand on
make-
her shoulder?
He said something about proving that it worked. I don't know what he was talking about.
Does that description ring a bell to me
As far as
for Master Prin or Smoking Joe?
a lot of it aligns with that of Smoking Joe, an older gentleman with dark wispy hair and a high cheekbones, wrinkles in the face, a dark eye color, and as far as his demeanor and how she describes him as this older, jauntily fellow with a bit of an accent, it falls in line quickly with Smoking Joe. And I will say, though you were not in the front office, as they open up that as they moved aside that large cabinet and the fumes of the other area meet this area, you can smell that all familiar scent that followed Smoking Joe, this weird tobacco with a scent of honey in the air. Honey mixed with some lavender. It's not a very good mix, but you recognize it immediately as this tobacco that Smoking Joe kept on himself. And I will say at this point, you look down and you see at her right leg a knocked over coin purse with coins spilling out onto the floor. And you can make the assumption, you can grab to it and you can make the assumption that the 70 gold that was mentioned might be within those gold purse, perhaps thrown at her and later kicked in her stupor.
That bastard.
Are you gonna help me?
You know,
Okay.
I say we cut her down now.
Don't panic.
Okay.
Don't panic. Let me take a look at these vines. Can you lean forward at all?
You can see her. You can see she leans forward a little bit, but quickly stopped by the chains as her arms gets pulled to the wall, and you can hear her wince in pain. And she leans back, and you can see the vines on the wall rest themselves again. No, I can't.
Very carefully, one of you. Cut these chains.
Cut these
I don't know
chains.
what these vines are capable of.
We have to cut the vines, and then one of us has to break the chains as well.
I guess nobody knows. Okay. Yes, Calico.
Just throwing it out, I could try to identify the vines, see if there's any magical properties connected to them.
That might help before we start messing with them.
Sure. Do you think that we need to break these chains, get her a little bit more comfortable, and then deal with the magic stuff?
Yeah, probably.
More than likely.
If that's the case, the chains are connected to her hands by manacles.
So you see that her
Okay.
two wrists are currently, and it's two chains that lock in an X. Her two wrists are currently held over her head, and you can also see that there's a large bar of iron over her neck holding her to the wall. So it's two main key points of keeping them attached: the arms and the neck.
Okay. And the arms are connected directly to the wall or to the ceiling?
There's two manacles, two wristbands, and then
Yes.
they each have their own lock that go up and over a hoop in the wall, like a little circle with that the chains are currently running through, and they go over into the wall and they're so tight that it holds her hands over her head.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, guys, I'm not a very dexterous person. I think I could probably break that circle. If anyone else has any ideas, I'd like to hear it, but otherwise, I'm gonna break that circle.
I could see if I could try and crack open the manacles myself with these tools.
Okay. Go for it.
That way we don't have to do two things to get her free.
Yes.
I will take out my thieves' tools and I will attempt to pick the lock on her manacles.
As you lean into her face, I want you to roll a sleight of hand check as you begin to tinker with it. And you can see there's a bit of fear to her eyes as she sees this tiefling lean in. And there's a seeming obvious uncomfortability with a tiefling getting so close. But she puts those to the side as she leans in and she's just like, "You're gonna help me, right?"
Just hold still, ma'am. I'm gonna get you free. And then we're gonna make sure that this nightmare is over with for good.
Thank you.
Please, relax. Hold still.
What'd you make?
I rolled a 17 on the sleight of hand.
With that, it's
let's
not
go.
too long till the right manacle, you hear a loud pop as the right manacle opens up, and the left manacle kind of falls. Her left arm still hanging by the chain, but her right arm falls completely limp after being held there for so long. The blood had stopped reaching it. Falls to her side, and she can't hold it. But her right hand falls to the point to where it stops as the chain tink meets the ring at the top. Thank you. And you can
Alright,
see
now
she still has
hold
one
still.
more.
Now hold still. I need to get the other one.
Okay.
Don't have to move too much.
Yeah.
Ah, that's a 7.
Well,
Struggling a little bit more with this one.
thankfully, it takes you a bit longer, but clink, these also fall, and both of her arms fall, completely devoid of blood. Hers, just completely, out, and she's... Thank you. And you can see she's still pressed up against the wall as there's this neck one that's currently got her locked into the wall that hasn't been properly investigated just yet.
And I see if there's like a latch or a lock on that, or is it just a chain straight connected as well?
It is a flat piece of iron that connects on the right side, and as you lean closer, you see that it used to be an iron lock that has now been heat metal welded closed. No lock. The lock is ruined.
Yeah, this is one that we're gonna have to break. Smart bastards welded this one closed.
What's
While Zatira's like leaning like beside her, she's gonna like peer over the girl's shoulder, cause like to see if like how like connected these roots that are. They see if they go along her back.
Roll a medicine
at
check.
all as well.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Medicine check. That is a 13 total.
You can see obviously that the vines are attached to her body, in her body, like large circles that like run like tubes into her back and into her shoulders and into some of her arm. And you can see that there's a number of them that run into the back of her neck. And as she moves, you can see that even with the release of the arms, there's a trickle of blood running from either side of the neck ones. It seems that the neck place is almost holding her in a position to not pull against the vine.
Once we get her free, we may need a lot of your bandages.
If I'm understanding this right, if we break that lock, it could cause some damage to the vine, right?
DM, I got a question.
Advice.
and cause damage to the lady?
DM, I have a question.
Well,
1 second. We'll go Calicath first.
you can answer his question. He's
Alright,
asking
what's
you
up,
directly
Domino?
if you need to.
So, alright, I have Mage Hand, right? Can that go through objects and unlock it?
Yes, technically, but there's nothing to unlock.
Okay, never
It's
mind.
welded closed.
The welded. The lock ruined.
If we
Okay.
need to, and I reach into my bag and I pull out the late Onyx's spell book. I believe this man had a spell for acid splash.
Try and burn the lock with acid.
The possibility, although I don't know how to use it, I could do a quick read and give it a shot.
Right.
Acid next to her neck?
Well, we would worry
maybe
about the
aiming
rest of
towards
that later. Towards the
Yeah,
wall.
maybe
I would
aiming
think.
towards the wall, yeah. And then a backup plan if that works. If anyone else has another crowbar, I could potentially like use them as like a reverse, almost like a hedge trimmer to get in between the welded lock pieces and then force it to pop open, breaking it.
Astrid, you're the one that's been spending the most time looking at the vines themselves. Roll a just flat intelligence check.
Ouch.
Oof.
Dang. 6.
Unfortunately,
That's a
you gather that at least that it makes no sense to weld this. That's the most you gather at the moment. Because
we don't mind waiting.
why weld that when you don't weld the arm manacles?
Cool. Just as unhelpful as ever.
If we don't mind waiting a minute, like I said, I can still investigate the vines. 1 minute's all it'll take.
Sure. I think knowing more about what's happening to her would be a boon.
At the least, if it's got any magical properties, I'll be able to learn that much.
It's
Sure.
certainly magical. I mean, look at it.
Yes.
Mr. Rose, I would like to cast Identify, not as a ritual spell, just as a regular one.
With that, how do you describe your identify spell?
Pulling the pearl from my bag that once again I received from the late Onyx. Thank you, sir, for your gift.
Shout out.
Um, with a few tricks of it sliding between my fingers, it starts to float gradually towards the vine. And similar to the shield and ring, I place my hands above on one end and below on another as the slits in my arms gradually start to open. The eyes start panically looking around towards the vines.
Okay, I'm just checking. I was just checking something.
Go ahead.
I try and reassure the girl after she sees something absolutely freaky.
She's sort of
Okay,
conscious, sort of not even believing that it's real. And you can see her, actually her lips quiver, and she looks, and her arms have fallen to the side. They're starting to like, kind of, you can see her fingers slowly closing and opening a little bit. She's starting to get her hand, like the blood back to her body. She sees this figure, like the arms opening, the bandages again falling off, and the eyes searching frantically. And she almost whispers underneath her breath, are you an angel? And as that's happening, I want you to roll an Arcana check.
Please, Lord, have mercy on me. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Let's go.
Nice.
Pretty good.
As
I'm
you
doing,
gather-
I say, ma'am, I can assure you I am no such angel.
As you're looking along, you gather that it has magical properties, but it is not magically imbued, as though an arcane spell would be. And Identify is especially good at finding that of an arcane spelled item. It's very good for something that was made by people. Identify is the best way to reverse engineer that of which another spellcaster did. But to use it on a natural using it on a fairy or a pixie or something that has its magic from itself, it doesn't help us much with. And I'm afraid that what you glean from it, though a great roll, is that it's even a mystery if it is magical. It's so natural. There's obviously some magical elements to it, but unfortunately, it doesn't fit with any spell or any knowledge that you have of it. And I am sorry about that, but in terms of Identify, it's best for reverse engineering what already exists by man-made. But this is natural.
Well, as I am unable to tell what magical properties it has, but I can be sure of one thing, and it was a lingering question in my mind. This was not made by man. This is something with natural magical properties. It is no spell, it is no item that has been enhanced by man. It's something natural. Perhaps
Do you
placed
think we
here by man, but it wasn't created.
Do you think we could feasibly cut it?
With it being
Before-
attached to her veins, I don't think it would be a smart idea, although we don't have many other options.
Right, I don't mean slicing it out of her. I mean keeping her off the bits that are attached to the wall and getting the woman up.
Right.
If it's
Speaking-
growing from the veins. Oh, go ahead, Arya.
Speaking of the woman, DM, how is she doing? You said she was going in and out of consciousness. Is she on the brink of death? Is she...
You can see her body's roll a medicine check real quick, but you can see that she's breathing heavily. And at a certain point, her head falls numb low. And I'm gonna see your medicine check before I continue.
About a 10.
10.
Yeah.
It's hard to determine exactly what's going on with her as you're not really medically professioned. But she kind of like you can see that her eyes kind of glaze over. She's not looking exactly at anyone. And you recognize, at least when she mentioned it, when she was like, "Are you an angel?" She wasn't even looking at Calicath at the time, almost beyond Calicath. And then at the same time that you're like looking at that, there's a loud and from behind you, as almost to interrupt the moment, you turn around to see a body that you know very well, but some eyes that are new to you, and a golden mask. As Pearl looks upwards.
Oh shit.
And
Oh,
we're going to
shit.
end the session for the night.
Oh no.
Well, I think that was a good place to stop it. Cliffhanger
Yeah.
never hurt anybody except me.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh, that's-
I appreciate you guys being here.
It's
I
just
appreciate
like
you guys
anime
watching.
movie.
And I hope you guys all have a fantastic night.
Best ending.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.